Hey guys, it is NCS Fan 001 here for another one of those weekly trophy list updates. Today's date is Monday, October 28th, 2024. So this will cover the week of October the 21st through the 27th of 2024. Anyway, this was a somewhat overall productive week because I made progress on like 4 different games. So, or maybe it was like 6 different games actually. Yeah, when did I start that one? Yeah, so it was 6 different games. So, first and foremost, of course, Black Ops 6 has been released, and I started playing it. I bought it day one. I will give some of my thoughts on it when we get up to this part of the trophy list. I also did manage to finish the Battlefront video, and it went out on Sunday night. I was very happy with that one. I know it's not obviously the toughest game out there, but it was a game that I absolutely enjoyed every second of. It was a lot of fun. So, in terms of actual trophy progress, it was made on a grand total of 6 games this week. So, our first one were the PS4 and PS5 versions of LEGO Brawls. So, LEGO Brawls is a LEGO fighting game, pretty much. It does not have a platinum trophy, but it does have 12 total trophies and a pretty quick and easy 100%. So, with this game, I don't think it would be horribly difficult to get normally playing, just against, the AI and such. But what makes this game super easy is that you can use 2 controllers and you can get all the trophies within about 20 minutes. So for your trophies, you're going to want to start out by just going ahead and customizing a brawler's loadout, and create 3 total custom ones, so you can knock all those out right at the beginning, just get them done and over with. Then you're going to get a whole bunch of trophies just from playing your first brawl in this party mode. You'll end up winning it, so you'll get 3 total trophies right there as long as you're just playing against a second controller. So you'll get like 3 trophies just from doing that. And then you'll get 2 more trophies from playing 5 total games, and actually no, you'll get 4 total trophies, I believe it is. Yep. So you get 4 total trophies upon winning 5 games in a row. And then the last couple of trophies are just for playing 20 brawls and being named the top brawler 20 times. You can finish a match in less than a minute once you sort of get used to how everything works. So, like I said, it's a solid 20-ish minute 100%. I've done so many other LEGO games, of course had to do this one. It was on sale recently for a really, really good price. So I figured I might as well go ahead and pick it up and get that double 100%. But basically, the entirety of the 100% boils down to those 3 customization trophies, so create 3 characters and customize the loadout of one of them heavily. And aside from that, you just have to win 20 brawls, and you can win 20 in a row in 20 minutes. So not really much more else to say about this. It's a decent little fighting game for what it is. I don't know if it would be all that fun for all that long. It doesn't play as well as something like Smash or something like that. And then with the other version of the game, the PS5 version of it, so let's see, 10:14 p.m. was that my first set of trophies. Yep, 10:14 to 10:28. So this version took me about 14 minutes because I knew exactly what I was doing and was able to speed through everything. I think some of the fastest times might be closer to 10 minutes. I'm not entirely sure how you could do it that fast. Maybe if you actually had a second person playing the second controller and they were able to commit suicide immediately. I don't know. But either way, quick and easy 100%, nothing much more else to say about it. Let's go ahead and move on. Next up, Paw Patrol the movie for the PS4. So I actually have both the PS4 and PS5 versions. I just have not had time to play the PS5 version yet. I will be doing that sometime this coming week. So this Platinum Trophy is of course pretty easy, and it's not too time consuming overall. I mean, it's just like the previous Paw Patrol game. Basically, you have 8 levels to go through where you have to find collectibles throughout all of them and finish them. And then you have just a whole bunch of mini games to do. So I will say that this game was a little bit more annoying than the previous one, not just because of the vast amount of mini games, but because for some reason the 3-lane vehicle type sections, I mean not necessarily even vehicle, but just 3-lane sections that are present in most levels were a little bit harder this time around. Like they were a little bit more finicky with the controls and putting the snacks kind of too close together. So I did end up having to replay a few of the levels to be able to redo that because they're midway through the levels. And the levels aren't particularly long, even if you're going for all the collectibles. It doesn't take all that long to get through them. It's just really annoying having to replay them over something like that it probably could have been programmed just a little bit better. So in terms of your trophies, you're going to get 8 trophies just by completing the main story of the game, so the 8 story missions. Then you have to find all collectibles in each of those levels, so there are pup treats, of which there are something like 500 to 900 of them or something per level, as well as 3 of the medallions. Those are super easy to get. They're almost always like right on the main path and aren't really a problem to find. So basically just complete the 8 levels of the story to 100%, and that'll knock out a whole bunch of your trophies, about half your trophy list. Then we get to the minigame trophies, and like I said, this one has a ton of minigames and like way more than it ever needed to have. So the Pup Pup Boogie minigame is sort of a Dance Dance Revolution type of game where you just have to press a button at the right time, and you have to score at least 12,000 points in a round of it. I think you have to play 3 total rounds of it anyway to get all the pup treats from them, because you have to get all the pup treats from every minigame, which requires you to basically get a gold medal or get every minigame done close to perfectly, which is obviously not a problem because this is a children's game, but it just means that you have to spend a lot more time playing the game than you probably would have needed to otherwise. So, like I said, with the Pup Pup Boogie, it's just basically a Dance Dance Revolution type of game, so just finish the 3 levels of it. At least once you'll get the 12,000 points, so it shouldn't be a problem. Collect them all is basically just what it says. You have to collect all the pup treats in the level within something like maybe 2 minutes per level or something, so they're all super easy, but there's like 9 of them. And it is stated, though, that there is one of these. I want to say it is maybe the next to last total collect them all minigame that you have to play has more than 100 or has more than 200, however many pup treats that you need. It has more than necessary, and apparently collecting extras or going back into the level and replaying it and collecting more can glitch the snack counters and screw up some of the other pup treat trophies. So I would just recommend making sure that you have a backup save before starting the mini games. And along with that, I would recommend that you do the, the time trials first, because apparently this Ace trophy is one of the major buggy ones. It'll like screw up your counter and then this trophy won't pop or something. So just keep that in mind. Definitely be a little bit careful with that. Definitely just make a backup save before you go into the mini games and then try to knock them all out in like one day, in one session if you can. Then speaking of the obstacle course, these are basically as simple as just going through a bunch of obstacles and hitting a few checkpoints throughout it. There's like 9 of these once again, but completing one in under 60 seconds. You're going to complete a bunch of them in under 60 seconds, so that's not a problem at all. And then the time trial mini games. These ones, I believe, I don't actually remember what these ones specifically were. So I'm trying to remember what, like the obstacle course I think was just going through like checkpoints. And the time trial, I guess, was just something fairly similar to that because, I mean, all the trophies are super easy. You just have to get all the pup treats in each of them and complete all of them. And then you just have to get all the collectibles, and you'll get all these collectibles and the gold medals and everything just by finishing all of the mini games and getting all the pup treats. Again, there's about 30,000 total pup treats in this game, so this is a pretty heavy collectathon-based game. But of course, it is a kid's game, so it's still pretty easy. I mean, I would again say it's probably like a 2 out of 10, but probably a solid like 4 to 6 hours depending on your skill with the 3 lane levels and making sure the game doesn't break on you and being able to tolerate playing this game for any extended period of time. If you have any young children, though, I'm sure that they would be more than happy to get the Platinum Trophy for you in this game, and both versions of it, and some of the other Paw Patrol games that I've done. Because I haven't done all of them. Once I do the other version of the movie, I think there's maybe 2 other ones that have come out, like a kart racing one, and maybe another movie one, but I'm not entirely sure about that. Next up, a little bit of progress was made in Dead Rising 2 Off the Record. Not a lot of progress, but a little bit of progress. I did finish off my first playthrough of the story mode of the game. So, as with all these trophies, I gotta just look up when the best place to do these couple of pictures are, or if I can just do them in the open sandbox mode. PP stickers will be for the sandbox mode, most likely, if they're allowed to be done there. If not, I would just do it during a third cleanup playthrough that I have to start anyway. So then this is a co-op trophy, and then you have all of the sandbox mode stuff, so that's going to take a while. I'm not even there yet because I need to get to level 50 first to really even try to do those, and then have all the skill moves and everything. So the trophies I got were all story-related and unmissable. Well, not necessarily unmissable, but they're all story-related trophies for finishing the last few acts of the game. This Harvester mission was way, way more annoying than I ever remembered it being on the PS3 version, because the enemies kill you insanely quickly and they just constantly knock you down with the BFGs. So that mission was kind of annoying. And then the final boss of the main story was also quite annoying because, this zombie game just puts you up against a giant robot type thing that basically is made out of an amusement attraction. And it's kind of hard to figure out where to hit it at the first time. That one took a while to figure out. Overtime in this particular game, though, is pretty easy, and the final battle, I would say, in overtime is easier than the one in Dead Rising 2. So then you just have a few other miscellaneous trophies. I've gotten all these. We've, of course, got the 2 kill grinding trophies, but we'll do those later on during sandbox mode. Those are the last things to worry about. Then I did do the jump kick move, so you just have to knock down 100 zombies. You don't even have to actually kill them with it. Just knock them down and you will get this trophy. It's very easy to do just as long as you know to go for it. I knocked it out when I was killing a little bit of time before some of the final missions in the game. This one is the boomstick one, but I still don't have the boomstick combo card, so I can't do it yet. Then get the rest of the combo cards will be from leveling up in challenges, same with the skill moves. The Carney Trophy and the Amusement Park Trophy I can do in the sandbox mode. Psychopaths, of course, is a co-op trophy. Not particularly looking forward to that one because I remembered it being slightly problematic on the PS3 version. And I will also say this game plays very poorly with how much it crashes. It crashed like 2 or 3 times on me in that stream, just like it does in pretty much every stream, and it's just really, really annoying. It should not be such a problem on a PS4 game, but unfortunately it keeps happening, which again is exactly why I'm not doing the PS4 version of Dead Rising 1. I mean, I could do the 7-Day Survivor trophy if I had a guarantee from the game that it wouldn't crash from just doing the wrong thing, or just crash randomly because it feels like crashing. So that's just my thoughts on that. That's why I'm not doing that one. I will do the remake someday because it looks pretty fun. I will do that one someday, but probably not anytime soon. And then all these other trophies. So basically the second playthrough is going to be getting until where the military arrives and having Denise attack Sergeant Boykin, which is the first psycho you deal with after the military arrives and the super zombies spawn in. And along the way, we're going to only consume orange juice pretty much, but I do believe that mixed drinks are allowed. And along with those, we're also going to try to get this 8 survivors into a vehicle trophy, because it's fairly easy to do early on in the game. Just get all the first like 7 or 8 survivors. Yeah, the first 8 survivors, but Snowflake can't count for that because Snowflake will immediately go into the safe house when you enter, no matter how far away she is from it. And along with that, she won't get into the clown car, which is the vehicle you have to use for this. So it's not a hard trophy, it's just a little bit tedious to get everyone together. So I'll be trying to knock out those 3 trophies and probably nothing else really during that playthrough. Just, mostly killing time either in the movie theater or in the safe house, and make sure Denise is always healed up and has weapons and such. So it shouldn't be, I don't know how bad it's going to be, just because, like I've said before, I feel like the survivors are way more fragile in the PS4 version than they were in the original, or especially compared to Dead Rising 2, they're way weaker in this one. Like, they die in sometimes like just a couple of hits in this one, versus in Dead Rising 2, they were dumb, but they could take a lot of damage before they would actually die. So, next playthrough will be that. Then the third playthrough will be this Snowflake trophy for attacking and damaging a psychopath. And if I need to do the PP stickers in the single player, that's where I'm going to do them at. And then we will be all done with the single player stuff, and it will just go off to all of the different trophies that can be earned in sandbox mode. So what I did decide, though, is because this game just breaks on me constantly, I'm probably not going to stream most of the sandbox stuff, or at least not the sandbox co-op stuff, just because I don't think it's going to be all that interesting to try to stream the co-op, and because I feel like the game's just constantly going to break and it's going to cause problems. I might still stream the single-player challenges and some of these other miscellaneous trophies, just probably not the co-op stuff. But I'll still catch those on video, so they'll still be in the eventual trophy video whenever that ends up coming out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just, the stickers and a couple other photograph trophies and everything. And I will stream whenever the Platinum Trophy unlocks with the Zombie Genocider trophy. So once I get to like 80,000 kills, at that point, I'll stream the rest of it or something. So shouldn't be much of a problem, but just keep in mind that I might not end up actually streaming the co-op stuff. Just like what I did with the previous game, it was a little bit easier to do it that way. Also, I completely forgot to mention this because it came out like the day that I released my last trophy update. Minecraft now officially has a PS5 version, and supposedly it has somewhat of an auto pop, and supposedly the trophy realm still works, so I will go for that eventually. I don't know exactly when, but I'll go do it at some point in the future. It's not taking up very much hard drive space, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So that should be interesting to go back to Minecraft again. Maybe it plays a little bit better on the PS5 than it does on the PS4. So the next game I worked on was Call of Duty Black Ops 6 for the PS5, aka Modern Warfare 2's second trophy DLC. There's good and there's bad to this. Not talking about the trophy list necessarily. There's good and there's bad when it comes to the gameplay. The campaign, what little I've gotten to play of it so far, is really, really good. I'm definitely liking the campaign so far. The safe house seems pretty interesting. Just having, you know, an actual sort of pub world like that is kind of cool. And apparently everyone does tend to agree that the campaign in this one is very good, so I'm definitely looking forward to playing through the rest of it. But I finished the first two missions of the game, Bishop Takes Rook and Blood Feud, on Veteran. Veteran in this game is a little bit harder than the last few games. Like, it's definitely harder than Cold War. It's definitely harder than Modern Warfare 3, the most recent Modern Warfare 3, and I would also say it's definitely harder than Vanguard from what I remember, and it's definitely harder than Modern Warfare 2019 as well. I'd probably put it on par with or a little bit harder than Modern Warfare 2 2022. So some parts of that, though, were because I was going for miscellaneous trophies during my veteran playthrough that I might not, maybe shouldn't have. But on my veteran playthrough, I got this first trophy right here on that second mission without really even trying. All you have to do is just be stealthy. Use your suppressed pistol, use your takedowns, use your throwing knives. You can do most of the mission in stealth. I would recommend doing it that way because it's much easier on veteran. But I haven't gone to any of these other missions yet, and apparently all the safe house puzzles might actually be available right now. And for this one, it's interesting because you actually earn money just by playing through the campaign and finding it on enemies and stuff. And that's what you use to purchase the upgrades. It's very random, but I'm not against it. And I also performed 10 takedowns in campaign. This one's pretty much unmissable while you're playing through on veteran and going for the other trophies, so don't worry too much about that. So then we get to the multiplayer trophies, and I will say that I do think that Black Ops 6 is probably one of the easier Black Ops games. It's probably lower half of the difficulty for all Call of Duty games because there's no, campaign accolades and stuff like that you have to deal with. The multiplayer and the zombies are really not all that complicated. They're just very grindy. So for Prestige 1, the Mastery Badge, and the Diamond or Opal Camo, you can do all of these in the Zombies mode. So if you don't enjoy the multiplayer, you're only going to have to play it for a while. You don't even have to worry about these 3 trophies. You can finish them off in the Zombies mode, which is very good. Because the Zombies mode is pretty good in this game as well. I've only played 1 or 2 games of it, but I like what I've played of it so far. It's pretty fun. I like the map and everything. Just I need to actually play it more and actually learn the map and everything. The multiplayer, however, is pretty awful, in my opinion. I don't know if that is going to be the common opinion of a lot of people, but I really do not like the multiplayer of this game. I find it to be incredibly broken. Basically, what will happen is I can run in with any good weapon. I can hit an enemy 5 to 10 times, literally 5 to 10 times. You can see it on my streams of the game. And then they'll just turn around and one-shot me half the time using the exact same weapon. So it's just super inconsistent. Sometimes I'll take out a shotgun that I was getting one-shotted by all day yesterday or all night yesterday, and it would take me sometimes would get 3 hit markers with it from equivalent range to where they were shooting and one-shotting me with it. So the frag grenades are way too overpowered, at least when some people use them, they're way too overpowered. Of course, you have PC players, but you can disable that to where it's only PlayStation players. And a lot of the maps this time are really, really small, I feel like. So I also do want to go ahead and edit in this little clip right here, just showing how the very beginning of my very first match. So my very first impression of this game's multiplayer, here's that. Hey, games that require you to be online when it's not necessary. Yep, it's dumb. All right, what are we playing? Team Deathmatch to start. Well, that's a great way to start. Getting spawn camped on my first life in the game. That's a wonderful way to start. That is not the best sign for things to come. Yep, you saw that right. I got spawn killed the second that I spawned in on my very first life on my very first game, so that was a great sign of things to come. 500 eliminations is obviously not difficult, it's just grindy, same with winning 25 matches. And then the RCXD double kill, I got very lucky with this one that I was able to knock it out so quickly. All you have to do is just get the RCXD as your score streak, except that your score streaks actually reset upon death, which is not exactly what I thought a score streak would do, but it's not that big a deal. So just get an RCXD and then drive it into a group of enemies and kill multiple of them. With how small the maps are and there being a lot of objective-based modes, you can get this one fairly easily. It's still just a little bit luck-based. The best play trophy, as expected, this one is quite annoying, but I have actually managed to get one best play so far. In my 7 or 8 wins that I've done on stream so far, I did manage to get a best play, so I'm at least making some progress on that. And I also heard that the game does somewhat auto-pop trophies even back to the PS4. You might just have to do each thing one more time, so you'd have to redo this one and this one, get one of these, stuff like that. Sort of like what we had with Modern Warfare 3. And with Cold War, for that matter. Excuse me, more Cold War than Modern Warfare 3. The training course is very simple. Just complete the basic training exercises. It only takes a few minutes. It's nothing difficult. Kill an enemy from behind. You need to be a level 51 to have this ability, so you're going to get that by the time you get to Prestige, though. This one is quite grindy because not everyone uses aerial score streaks, but as long as you have a launcher, you can shoot down UAVs in 1 hit and other vehicles in 2 hits. So it's not really that big of an issue, it's just very time-consuming as you might expect. I've shot down maybe 5 so far. This one, you have to have 3 perks of the same color to get the extra combat specialty perk. I just don't have enough perks unlocked to be able to do this yet because I'm still a fairly low level. And then we have zombies, so this is the Terminus Easter egg, plus 2 other miscellaneous Terminus trophies. Then we have the Liberty Falls Easter egg, as well as 2 other Liberty Falls miscellaneous trophies, and then 3 other miscellaneous zombies trophies that can be done on either map. So, nothing majorly difficult with the zombie stuff. I don't think the Easter eggs, apparently they're not particularly hard in terms of the steps, but their boss fights can be kind of challenging. That's what I'm hearing so far. But there is going to be that guided easier mode that comes out sometime in the next month or so, and that's honestly kind of nice because that should make it a lot easier for more casual players to figure all the zombie stuff out and maybe complete the Easter egg, though there's also the possibility the trophy may not unlock if you're playing on that mode, so I guess we'll have to see. I would hope to have it done before that comes out, but I don't know yet. We'll just have to see. So yeah, that's Black Ops 6 so far. Like I said, the campaign's great, and the zombies is pretty fun, but I really don't like the multiplayer so far. Additionally, to make things worse, for some reason, I cannot stream the multiplayer without it breaking my stream. I don't know if it's the game, because it's not my internet this time. It's not actually my internet this time. I did test that. So it's either the game somehow, or maybe it's something with my capture card, but I don't think it's my capture card because I can stream Astro Bot and Dead Rising with no issues. So I assume that it's something with the game or just something with YouTube. I don't know what it is, but I can't really stream the multiplayer. So most likely the trophy streams for Black Ops 6 are only going to be the campaign and zombies. They're most likely not going to include any more multiplayer after the first couple parts, just because it causes so many problems with trying to stream it. It just doesn't work right, and then it just devalues the viewer experience and just probably makes most people leave the stream. So I'll still do the campaign and zombies on stream in future streams, but not the multiplayer. And finally, we have Astro Bot, and the reason why I was playing Astro Bot on the same day and same time period as Modern Warfare, or, well, Black Ops 6, is because with Black Ops 6, the game has to be connected to the online servers at all times, even to play the campaign. And then for some reason on Saturday night, there was some issue with it to where a lot of people weren't able to get update or something installed, and it meant I couldn't even play the campaign for a full hour. So I just went and played the far superior Astro Bot first. And during the time where I was playing it, I was able to recover the cooling fan, which is the 4th piece of the mothership, and then got all the bots in the 4th area. Then this feather cluster is the 5th area, and then the Lost Galaxy is the bonus levels area, but I'm making good progress on it. And this is for the final bot. And then I open the Safari Park, which is the thing that you get while completing all the areas. Golden Statue is at the end of the game. The 150 prizes, I've got like 110 right now, so making progress. The photo spot, I finally got the ability to take photos, so I've started doing this, and it was no problem once I actually had the ability. Then this one, I don't have all the ship parts yet, so can't do it. This one, I don't entirely know what you even have to do for it. Then this one, I have to go back to Apes on the Loose for. This one, I have to go back to the God of War level for. I haven't even... Oh, no, this is the Dude rating level, so I got to go back to that one. I think this is the Aloy level, which I haven't gotten to yet. And then this one, I'm not sure exactly where I'm supposed to do this one at, but I can just probably look up a video. So then, leap through the ring and bubbling under. So that was a pretty easy trophy. Just jump through the ring like a penguin. Pretty easy. This one, I'm assuming, is Nathan Drake and Lara Croft. And now that I can take a picture, I should be able to do that. This one is, of course, Kratos, but I'm just not sure how to freeze him. Did that one already. This one, when I found Crash Bandicoot, I danced with him and knocked this trophy out. This one, I'm not entirely sure what that one's for. I need to check and see exactly what that is. Same with this fighting one. Then I broke up a bot wall. This is when the bots just assemble to make a wall that you can run up. Just knock them down, you'll get this trophy. This one, you just have to knock a bot out of a bot tower near the top of it to make it not collapse when it happens. So pretty easy. And then I danced with 100 bots at once in the crash site. This one, you just have to be patient for. It takes it a little while for it to actually work. And then I climb to the top of the mothership, which you can do after clearing like 3 of the 5 areas. So yeah, Astro Bot, lots of fun so far, though I will say there are some really, really badly designed challenge levels. Some of them are just very poorly designed and they just don't seem to work exactly right to me. Like, it feels like you'll be playing them and then the controls just won't completely work exactly the way you want it to. Maybe it's a skill issue more than anything, but I do think that some of them are a little too finicky with some of the controls and gimmicks. And then, of course, you have the DLC, of which only 2 of the 4 levels, or 5 levels, have been released so far. But I don't even have access to this area yet, I don't think. If I do, I need to check and see. But basically, you have to beat the first 2 levels, each of them in under 45 seconds, and you'll get both bots for each of them. And then do, presumably, the same thing for the remaining 3 levels as they come out. And then you'll have your silver trophy, and you'll have your Astro Bot game back to 100% until they possibly release DLC in the future, or maybe even another game. So, with all of that out of the way, this is actually going to be a fairly long update. Let's go ahead and sync up. Alright, so with that, level 882, 92%, 29,378 total trophies, 843 platinums, 5,625 golds, 7,891 silvers, 15,019 bronzes. So, plans for the upcoming week. Well, there are quite a few. I will, of course, continue working on Dead Rising 2 Off the Record, Black Ops 6, and Astro Bot at various levels of streaming them, so we'll be playing all those, as well as the PS5 version of Paw Patrol, the movie, just to knock that out and get it off of my hard drive, and just have another one of those games done, so that I guess you could say that maybe someday I finish all the Paw Patrol games. I don't really think that's much of a flex, but it might be kind of a decent meme. But otherwise, I don't exactly know what days each game is going to get streamed this week, or which ones are even going to get streamed entirely, because this week, Clock Tower Rewind comes out. It actually comes out tomorrow, Tuesday, and I will be streaming that on Tuesday. Now, that game isn't particularly long. I think it's actually even shorter than Astro Bot, but it's going to be a bit of a bumbling experience around because I'm not really going to know what to do on my first playthrough. Like, I know how to get all the endings, but I don't really know my way around the mansion and where certain items are, and I know that certain rooms even, like, move and stuff. So it's going to be an interesting time, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a very much forgotten survival horror game. I really wish Lizard Guy was here so that we could, stream it together, because we played the PS1 Clock Tower and actually had a really good time just messing around in that one. So I'm actually really excited for that, though. I will be playing that starting on Tuesday. I'll only be streaming one version of the game, most likely, but unless it gets like a whole lot of views and I try to speed run the other version, I guess we'll have to decide that later. So yeah, I'll be streaming that on Tuesday, and then the rest of the week will probably be a couple more Clock Tower streams, and probably Black Ops 6, maybe Astro Bot as well, maybe no Dead Rising 2 Off the Record this week. I guess we'll have to decide later on. So yeah, it's going to be a little hard to decide, because right now I got basically 4 different games to live stream, which is a little bit different from normal. I usually only have 1 or 2. In terms of videos and everything that I'm working on, the Battlefront video, of course, went up on Sunday, so the next video will be the Fallout 4 trophy video. That one's going to take a little bit longer to edit together because there's so many trophies with all the DLCs and everything, and hopefully including any good, funny moments and such. So that one's going to take a little bit longer to edit. So it's entirely possible that something smaller might get edited and finished before that, something like either Astro's Playroom that was only 2 streams, or maybe Thrillville. I guess we'll figure it out, though, this coming week. So I'll be working on that. I still haven't had a chance, really, to start on the next Fallout video yet. I've been way too busy with all these other projects. So that's sort of the current plans for right now. And yeah, I'm super excited for Clock Tower, super excited to keep playing Astro Bot and Black Ops 6, at least with its campaign and zombies, and slightly excited for Dead Rising 2 off the record. So yeah, it's going to be, I don't know exactly what day each streams are going to happen, but streams will happen. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, ring the bell if you haven't done so already. Let me know down in the comments what kind of progress you were making this past week, what games you were playing, what games you got trophies in. Oh, one other minor update. Apparently, Spider-Man is officially not getting any DLCs, so that's very unfortunate, even though we were originally going to get 3 story DLCs. So that's very sad. Otherwise, thank y'all for watching, and see y'all quite a bit this week for hopefully quite a bit more content.